Hello students, welcome to PhysicaTube. In this video I will discuss some MCQs of statistics and thermodynamics. Let us start with the first question. The first question is equation of enthalpy of a system in terms of thermodynamic quantities PV, T and U is given as. So we know that there are total 4 thermodynamic potentials. They are named as U, which is internal energy, H, which is enthalpy, F, which is Helmholtz free energy, and G, which is Gibbs free energy. So these 4 thermodynamic potentials are used to derive the Maxwell thermodynamic relations. Like Maxwell equations in electrodynamics, in thermodynamics we have Maxwell thermodynamic relations, and all these relations are derived with the help of these 4 quantities. So out of these 4 quantities, this is enthalpy. Enthalpy is equivalent to total heat content in the system, and it is equal to sum of internal energy and product of pressure and volume. So the expression of H is equal to U plus PV. So option B is right. Second question is Clausius-Clapeyron general equation is applied to. So let us first write the Clausius-Clapeyron equation. Curly P over curly T is equal to L over T Vf minus Vi, where Vf minus Vi is change in volume, final volume minus initial volume. L is latent heat and T is temperature. And also from this equation we notice that L, which is latent heat, is involved in the equation. And what is latent heat? We know that when state of matter changes from one phase to another phase, or from one state to another state, like from solid to liquid, or from liquid to vapor, or from solid to vapor. So in all these phase transitions, the heat which is required, heat per unit mass, is called the latent heat. So latent heat is the extra heat that is required when the state of matter changes from one phase to another phase. For example, we can say that when we boil water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, and at 100 degrees Celsius, when water, or we can say liquid, changes into gas, into vapors, then extra heat which is required for this change of state is latent heat. So from all the discussion we can say that Clausius-Clapeyron equation applied to change of state which involves latent heat, and all such transitions are called first order phase transitions. Means all the transitions which involve latent heat are first order phase transitions. Question number 3. What is the value of dP over P for the adiabatic expansion of gas? Now first of all, what is adiabatic process? We know that during an adiabatic process the net heat change is 0, means no heat is gained or lost by the system. So if dq is equal to 0, and we know that dq is equal to du plus pdv, so it means du plus pdv becomes equal to 0. So if this term is equal to 0, it means the change in internal energy of the system converts into the work done by the system. So from this condition we further derive the adiabatic condition, which is PV power gamma is equal to constant. Let us say the constant is K. Now let us take log both sides using formula of log AB, which is equal to log A plus log B, and log B is V power gamma, which is equal to log of constant K. So we can write it as, now what we will do, we will differentiate this equation partially. So after the partial differentiation we get partial differentiation of log P is 1 over P dP plus gamma, partial differentiation of log V is dV over V, and this is constant, so differentiation of right hand side is 0. Now if we integrate this equation we will get this equation, because integration of dP over P is log P integration of dV over V is log V. Now we solve this equation. So dP over P is equal to minus gamma dV over V. So it means the right answer is option C. Next question. Water at 22 degrees Celsius enters in a geyser and a person takes water at 37 degrees Celsius from it at the rate of 1 liter per minute. The power of the geyser is, we have to find the power of geyser, and we know the formula of power. Power is energy per unit time, and the unit of power is joule per second. So here we have the energy. Here the energy is thermal energy or heat energy, which is transferred from a cooler system to a hotter system. So we can write formula as Q over T. Formula of Q is Cm delta T, where C is specific heat of water, M is mass of water, which is 1 liter, and 1 liter is equivalent to 1 kilogram of water, and delta T is change in temperature. So delta T here is equal to 37 degree minus 22 degree. For water, C is 4.19 kilojoule per kilogram per degree Celsius. So delta T आपके पास यहाँ से आ गया 15 degree Celsius, and now we will substitute the values in this equation. So we have Q is equal to, and we want to find power, so for that we divide Q by T, and we have T is equal to 1 minute, means 60 seconds. So we divide this whole equation with 60, and after solving we get power is equal to 1050 watt, because if we check the units, यहाँ पे पर किलोग्राम है और किलोग्राम से कैंसिल हो गया है, और पर डिग्री सेल्सियस से कैंसिल हो गया है, एंड वी हैव द यूनिट्स जॉल पर सेकेंड विच इज़ watt. So the answer is 1050 watt. Option C. Next question is 1 mole of monatomic gas with gamma is equal to 5/3 is mixed with 1 mole of diatomic gas with gamma is equal to 7/5. What will be the value of gamma for the mixture? So we have to find value of gamma for the mixture of monatomic and diatomic gases. So let us start with the monatomic gas. We know where gamma is equal to, gamma is ratio of specific heats Cp over Cv. So for monatomic gas, gamma is equal to 5/3. It means Cp over Cv is equal to 5/3. And we also know the relation Cp minus Cv is equal to R. So from here we will find value of Cp in terms of Cv. So Cp is equal to 5/3 Cv, and substitute this value of Cv in this equation. We have 5/3 Cv minus Cv is equal to R, or we can say that 2/3 Cv is equal to R, and from here we will get the value of Cv for the monatomic gas, which is 3/2 R, and we have to find value of gamma for the mixture. So what we will do, we will find Cv for monatomic gas, Cv for the diatomic gas, and then we will find the value of Cv for the mixture of gases. After finding value of Cv for the mixture, we will obtain value of Cp for the mixture, and then we divide both and we will get value of gamma. So this is the way to attempt the question. So we have this Cv for monatomic gas. Now we know that Cp over Cv for the diatomic gas, or gamma for the diatomic gas is equal to 7/5. Again using the same approach we will get Cv. So यहाँ से Cp आ जाएगा, and we know Cp minus Cv is equal to R. Substituting value of Cp, we will get value of Cv in terms of R. So we will get Cv is equal to 5/2 R. So let us say that this Cv, which is for monatomic gas, is Cv1, and this Cv, which is for diatomic gas, is Cv2. So now we have value of Cv for both mono and diatomic gases. So if we want to find value of Cv for the mixture of gases, we apply the formula, that is Cv of a mixture. Cv mixture is equal to, and N1 is number of moles, and since we have 1 mole of each gas, so N1 and N2 equal to 1. So now we substitute value of Cv, which is 3 by 2R into 1, and plus 1 into Cv2, which is 5 by 2R, and it is divided by number of moles N1 plus N2, which is equal to 2. So after solving this, we will get value of Cv mixture is equal to 2R. So if Cv is 2R, then what is Cp? We know Cp is equal to Cv plus R. So Cp is equal to 3R. So this is value of Cv for the mixture, this is value of Cp for the mixture, and we have to find value of gamma, and gamma we know it is ratio of Cp and Cv. So it means gamma is equal to 3R by 2R, means 3 by 2. It means the answer is option C. Next question, if a gas has F degrees of freedom, the ratio of Cp over Cv of the gas is. So gas has F degrees of freedom. Now from the equipartition of energy, we know that every degree of freedom has energy equal to half kT. Okay, so here we have F degrees of freedom. So it means for a molecule, if there are F degrees of freedom, the energy of the molecule is given by half F kT. And if we have the molecules equal to Avogadro number, that is N, then total energy of the system is given by, and we know that N into K is equal to R. So internal energy of the system is half FRT. Now we will find value of Cv, which is specific heat at constant volume. Cv is equal to du over dt. So from here we get Cv is equal to half F into R. Now we will find Cp from the relation Cp minus Cv is equal to R. So substitute value of Cv, which is 1 by 2 F into R is equal to R, and Cp comes equal to F by 2 plus 1 into R. Now we have to find gamma or ratio of Cp and Cv. So divide both. So now when we solve this equation, we will get 1 plus 2 by F. So the correct option is D. Next question is, a body initially at 80 degree Celsius cools to 64 degree Celsius in 5 minutes and to 52 degree Celsius in 10 minutes. Means temperature changes from 80 to 64 in 5 minutes and from 64 to 52 in 10 minutes. Then the temperature of the surroundings is, we have to find the temperature of surroundings. So here we apply Newton's law of cooling. So according to this law, the change in temperature or the rate of change of temperature dt over T, where capital T is temperature and this is time, is equal to minus K times T1 plus T2 over 2 minus T0. Here T1 and T2 are the initial and final temperatures, and T0 is the temperature of surroundings. K is a constant. We have to find T0 in this case. So first we consider the first case, that is when temperature changes from 80 degrees Celsius to 64 degrees Celsius. So T1 is 80, T2 is 64, and time taken, that is dt is equal to 5 minus 0 means 5 minutes. So from this equation we get dt means change in temperature. You can write T2 minus T1 or 64 minus 80. This is change in temperature, and divided by change in time means 5 minutes. 5 minus 0 is equal to minus K times T1 plus T2 over 2. So 80 plus 64 by 2, which is equal to 72 minus T0. And when we solve this equation, we will get minus 16 over 5 is equal to minus k times 72 minus T naught. Minus gets cancelled both sides. So we have equation 1. This is equation 1. Now the second case is the temperature changes from 64 to 52, means T1 is 64 now and T2 is 52. So it means here from this equation, Newton's law of cooling, we get 52 minus 64 and this takes place in 10 minutes. So divide by 10 is equal to minus k times 52 plus 64, T1 plus T2 over 2, which is equal to 58 minus T naught. So when we solve this, we get, so minus cancelled both sides and this is equation 2. Now using equation 1 and equation 2, we have to find value of T naught. So what we will do, when we divide both the equations and solve, we will get value of T naught is equal to 49.6 degree or approximately 50 degree Celsius. So the correct answer is C. Next question is, according to second law of thermodynamics, we know that heat engines work on the principle of second law of thermodynamics, and according to second law of thermodynamics, heat cannot be completely converted into work. Means efficiency of heat engines is never equal to 100%, it is always less than 100%. So in this case we have these two options correct. Option A is also correct, that heat cannot be completely converted into work, and option D is also correct. Next question is, the change in entropy when 1 mole of ideal gas is allowed to expand isothermally to two-fold volume is. So ideal gas जो है expand हुई है isothermally to two-fold volume. So it means अगर initial volume V1 is equal to V है, so after expansion the final volume of the gas is double, means two-fold, 2V हो जाएगा, ठीक है. And we have to find the change in entropy. Now we know from the first law of thermodynamics, dq is equal to du plus dw, where dq is change in heat, this is change in internal energy, and this is work done. So as the process is isothermal, means the temperature is constant, so that means there is no change in internal energy. So du becomes equal to 0. So here dq is equal to dw. And we know that during the isothermal expansion, the work done is given by dw is equal to RT log V2 over V1. So from here we will find value of dq. So dq की वैल्यू आपके पास आ जाएगी RT log V2 is 2V over V जब करेंगे log natural 2. So this is dq. Now we have to find the change in entropy, means ds. So ds, we know formula of ds, this is equal to dq over t. So after substituting value of dq, this t will cancel and we will get value of ds is equal to r log 2. So it means the correct answer is option C. Next question is, the temperature of a body is increased from minus 173 degree to 357 degree. What is the approximate ratio of energies emitted by the body per second in these two cases? So here we will apply Stephen's law of radiation. According to Stephen's law, the energy emitted per unit time per unit surface area of a black body is directly proportional to fourth power of temperature. So we can write E is directly proportional to T power 4, or after removing the proportionality sign we choose the proportionality constant sigma here. So E is equal to sigma T power 4. Now we have two temperatures, so it means T1 is minus 173 degree and T2 is 357 degree Celsius. In order to convert the temperature in kelvins, we will add 273 degree in both the temperatures. So here we will get 100 Kelvin and here we will get 630 Kelvin. So ratio of energies E1 over E2, as sigma is constant, it will cancel out, and this is equal to T1 power 4 over T2 power 4, and after solving this we will get 1 over 1575. So this is the ratio of energies. So it means option A is correct. Next question, the entropy of an isolated system during a reversible transformation. तो यहाँ पे हमें एंट्रोपी बतानी है आइसोलेटेड सिस्टम की ड्यूरिंग रिवर्सिबल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल व्हाट इज एंट्रोपी? Entropy is degree of randomness or disorder of the system. So when we have a reversible transformation is quasi-static in nature, means it is applied in infinitesimally slow rate, so that when the process is reversed, it leaves no change in the system. So if there is no change in the system, means degree of disorderness is 0. So that means there is no change in entropy. It means the entropy remains constant during the reversible transformation. While during the irreversible transformation, entropy of the system increases and delta S is greater than 0 for the irreversible process. Next question is, a 100 ohm resistor carrying a current of 3 ampere is maintained at constant temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. The rate of entropy change is, so we have to find the rate of change of entropy. ds is equal to dq over t, heat change over temperature. So from the Joule law of heating, we know that when current passes through a resistor, the amount of heat produced in a resistor is given by Q is equal to I square RT. Substituting value of Q in this equation, we will get ds is equal to I square RT over T. So here we have to find the rate of entropy change, means we divide ds with this T, then left side we have rate of change of entropy, which is equal to I square RT, and we have values of I, which is equal to 3 ampere, R is equal to 100 ohm, and temperature is 27 degrees Celsius, means 300 Kelvin. So after substituting all the values and solving right hand side, we will get the answer 3 joule per Kelvin per second. So it means option B is correct. That is all. If you like the video, please like, comment and share, and also subscribe my channel. Thank you.